You go to seminars about real estate and you hear the word creative finance thrown around like it's the easiest thing in the entire world to understand. And it really, for a lot of people, is not. So I want to answer the question of what is creative finance? What is creative finance? Let's just be really basic about it. These are 4 houses we bought without the 3 C's, okay? Creative finance is a way to buy houses without doing literally any of those things. And the 3 C's are cash, credit, or credentials, okay? So here's how we did not use credentials to buy these 4 houses, okay? Credentials would be, do you have a W-2 job? Guys, I don't have a W-2 job. I don't have like a W-2 income. So how am I buying houses? Whether it's subject to or seller finance, sellers will then give you the financing without having to go through a bank and showing your credentials, a W-2 income or 2 years tax returns or 2-year job history or whatever, right? That's credentials. Neither Cody or myself showed any credentials. Every single house we buy is either utilizing seller finance or subject to investing. That is what creative finance is a way to buy properties without cash, credit, or credentials. So check this out. When somebody says, well, what's seller finance? I don't know what seller finance is. Here's what seller finance is. I'm just going to wait for some sucker that comes along and buys that thing for 10 grand or lowballs me at like $6,000. And she goes, why don't you sell it on payments? And I'm like, oh my gosh, my wife is so genius. Why didn't I think of this? She's like, Pace, you're the creative finance guy. Why not sell the truck on payments? So I thought, man, this is so genius. I went back to my Craigslist ad. I then take that truck and I throw it back on Craigslist and I say F-150 will take payments. Man, I had to turn that Craigslist ad off in like 30 minutes. I was overwhelmed with calls, text messages, etc. And I ultimately sold that truck for $12,500 because I was willing to seller finance that truck to a family. I sold my truck for 2.5 times what it was actually worth because I was willing to seller finance and give that gentleman terms or payments, right? It's the ability to buy houses where the seller turns around and gives you terms. It's the ability to get houses under contract without using cash, credit, credentials, and even paying the number that the seller really wants. The fastest way to wealth is acquiring actual real estate. So if you guys are trying to learn how to buy your own home, this is my own house, $3 million without cash, credit, or credentials. Creative finance is the answer. Creative finance is the answer. Creative finance is the greatest way to get into real estate and get your first deal.